Hey guys, welcome back to Jewish Shastra Abhyasa. I'm your educator Niranjan Hegde. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it's easy and free. So we are meeting very after a long time, and this is the first video for the 11th and the first PUC students who have taken biology as optional subjects. That's very important. So in this video, what we are going to discuss. So we are going to discuss about mainly the biological classification, mainly the classification done by R.H. Whitaker, which has been done in 1969, who proposed the five kingdom system. So that we are going to discuss in this video soon as possible. So what's the wait? Let's begin. First, let's learn a brief history what was happened before 1969. So Linnaeus, Carl Linnaeus, so he proposed two system of kingdoms, that is two kingdom systems, that is kingdom and plante. So from that there was many confusions, like where to put unicellular, where to put monerans, where to put fungi, where to put viruses, where to put bacteria, where to put the multicellular organisms. So those all kinds of things were confused. So up until 1969, in 1969, mainly then R.H. Whitaker, he proposed a system of five kingdoms, which included those five kingdoms. I'm going to write here. So one by one, the first kingdom was Monera. Okay. The second was Protestants, and the third was fungi. It's also can be also pronounced as fungi, and the fourth and the fifth are plante and animalia. So these were the five kingdoms proposed by R.H. Whitaker, which has been in 1969, which has been uh, readily accepted by everybody all over the world, and also he classified these five kingdoms on the basis of the following characteristics. Let's learn that. So these were the seven different characters, so on which the R.H. Whitaker has classified the five kingdom system. I think the light may be low here because I just turned the key light towards that side, because this was not visible. So please pardon me for that. So just concentrate over. Let's concentrate over this one. So this is very important for a neat syllabus, because there the name R.H. Whitaker holds a very good position, and there the questions may be arriving from this part. It's not so important for your even board syllabus, but I hope it will be helpful for your NEET. So let's see the seven characters. What are those? The first one was cell type, complexity of body, how was the body structure, shape, then ecological role, what the role play in the nature, and also in the body environment, cell wall, nutrition, motility, and reproduction. So let's see what are these things. So, and how it will be in each kingdom. So I'll just brief it out, and I'll not exactly uh, explain everything, because almost you will get these things in the Google. When you Google it, you will get it. But I'll explain very importantly how it has been differentiated. So that thing I'll definitely um, tell you. So cell type. So monerans are the prokaryotic type of individuals. Prokaryotes. For example, amoeba, you can say, and amoeba. All those things comes under monerans. So those monerans are prokaryotic. Let's see what is prokaryotic, where the nuclear membrane will not be there in the organism. So, and all the others are eukaryotes. eukaryote, which has a definite nuclear membrane. Okay, so then coming to the complexity of the body. So what is complexity of the body? So when we come to the point, the complexity of the body stands for are they unicellular or multicellular? So this particular monerans, as they are prokaryotic, that means they are having what? They are having the unicellular type of body. So most of the things are unicellular. Okay, unicellular, and all the other most probably, so maximum 95% will be multicellular. Some of the protistans are unicellular even. Okay, multicellular type of body they are having. And what the ecological role they play in their body type, or in the environment, if we consider them, mainly, so ecological role, as we consider monerans, protistans, fungi and plantae, they all are most probably producers and consumers. So there is a weightage here. So 75% produces, and around 25% it will be consumers. But especially monerans are 95% till 95% produces. So then animalia, it comes under purely consumers. There are less producers, we can say, only consumers we can see here. Consumers, so 100% consumers, they feed upon these all the lower organisms. So next, coming to the point, that is cell wall. So what is the type of cell wall, what is the composition of the cell wall is present? First I'll tell you, animals, all the animals do not have cell wall. Any of the animals don't have cell wall, but other four kingdoms, that like plantae, fungi, protista and monera, they have different compositions of the cell wall. So let's see what is that, those compositions. So first, coming to the plantae, let's come from that. That is cellulose material. So it is made up of cellulose, and when we come to the fungi, that is chitin. So cellulose and chitin are similar in their nature, but the hardness or rigidness is completely varies in the thickness and the rigidness. So chitin is rigid, but it is not thick, and cellulose will be very rigid and very thick in nature. So that's why you can see plants are having a very a thick bark in them, and fungi is having a very thin layer of chitin. So it only happens to be protecting them from the shocks and the vibrations. So that is comes under cell wall in fungi and plantae. When we come to mainly the protistans, so the protistans have they are having the cell wall. In most of them they are having the cell wall, but in some they are not having the cell wall even. But what is that, is the cell wall is composed of a non-cellulosic material, that is uh, peptidoglycan. So they are made up of, these both are having a non-cellulosic materialistic cell wall, which is made up of peptidoglycan. So those are the cell wall. So the characters of cell wall, what is that? So then come to the nutrition. So nutrition means what type of individuals are they? Are they autotrophs, or they are non-autotrophs? Are they biotrophic or heterotrophic? What kind of nature there? So most probably from monerans to plantae, they are autotrophs. But especially the fungi is a saprophytic, which feeds upon the other individuals. Those are comes under the fungi. Only fungi you can say saprophytic. And when we come to the animalia, they are purely heterotrophic individuals. Okay, but all the others are autotrophs. Mostly they have the ability to prepare their own food. I'm telling you generally, not I have gone into deep, because it will take a lengthy time so to explain, and you will also lose the concentration to do that. And the motility means locomotion. The motility is nothing but locomotion, the movement. If they have the movement from travel from one place to other. Yes, of course, all of them are having, most probably maximum 99% of them are having motility, that means locomotion. But how they locomote, that is very important. From Monera protista, they through the flagella or cilia or the pseudopodias. Okay, so they travel in that particular things, Monera protista, they both. And when we come to the fungi, that is very important. Fungi can travel through hypase, right? Hypase, so that means they also come under the flagella thing. And plantae and animalia, so plant moves in through, not through they exactly move in the on the land, but they move in the air through their towards the sun. So they have the trophic movements, that we call it as trophic movements in the plantae. Then let's come to the animalia. They have their own limbs, which through which they can move. So these every one of them are having a different kinds of locomotory organs through which they have the motility. And coming to the reproduction, how they reproduce, are they reproduction has three different kinds of reproduction. Mainly one is sexual reproduction and as asexual. Mainly two divisions are there in them. In asexual there are two methods are there. Vegetative propagation is another one, which comes only under the plantae kingdom, plantae. So let's see, monerans, protistans and fungi. So those have, especially monerans have only it is having the asexual type of reproduction, asexual type of reproduction. And protistans fungi are having both asexual and sexual type of reproduction, where simple cell, even cell only acts as a gamete for the fusion to produce a zygote there. In fungi, hypae and some of the spores, which is type of asexual reproduction, help in the reproduction process. And plantae and animalia, in plantae especially, sexual method is majorly considered for the production of young one or the new generation. In terms of ecological diversity, or we can say ecological diversity, so there will be, it goes under the vegetative propagation. So vegetative propagation is a type of asexual reproduction where the extracellular structures will be provided, produced in the outside, so on the surface of the body. So that is vegetative production, where it will grow into a young one in the near future. So in animalia only sexual reproduction is there. And these all are the things which has been characterized by R.H. Whitaker, important for NEET. So if you I hope I have conveyed this particular thing. Go put one sentence in Google, search biological classification by R.H. Whitaker. Images, you could go for images, you'll get the table of this particular characters, 7 characters with all the identification key characters. So that is up. This is what we learned in this video. I hope you like this video. If you like, please hit a thumbs up. And yes, as usual, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because it's easy and free. Until next time, let's hit the road of success together. Jai Hind.